Hi, hello. My name is Hendrik, and today I'm gonna speak about something that I recently find out about the DNA diaspora between certain location and one location that I have in my ancestral DNA lineage through my paternal side, and I find it interesting, and I don't see so many information about it. So I am there to bring in light this discovery that I made. So the point that I will make is between the Bahamian from Bahamas, all the way with the connection with the Gullah people from North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. It seems to have evident connection between those location and ancestral lineage that was shared in between them. And so like I said, I don't see so many video about it, so I will make a video about it because I feel as it's important to put this on a light spot so that people can be aware of it and probably even go from there and get more and more evidence. So as you can see, I have my Afro-Bahamian and Afro-Burmenian and my DNA region. That's what they give to me. And it says from your region: Nigeria, Cameroon, Congo, Western Bantu people, and Benin, Togo. So that's great. And when I click on this, uh, I don't know if I can find it there. I don't think it's there. Okay, yeah. So they give you a story, and I'm gonna read the story real quick. They say the first black people to arrive in the Bahamas sailed from Bermuda with English colonists in the 1640s. Farming proved difficulty on the island. So many residents turned to maritime activities, included privacy, fishing, manufacturing, and salvaging good from the coastline freaking shipwreck. In Bermuda, the economy relied on whaling, fishing, and transporting cargo between Europe and the Americas. As a result, many among Bermuda's enslaved black population was killed, sailors, some free and formerly enslaved black Bermudian, still on pirate or privateer ship, becoming the first black pirate American colonists as ever seen. Okay, this is where it gets very interesting for me. And sorry if I read a little bit because I'm French. My first language is actually French, and I'm new with this English world, but you guys understand. So the population of the Bahamas swelled between 1783 and 1785 with the arrival of thousands of loyalists following Britain's defeat in the American Revolutionary War. This immigrant brought enslaved people from the Gullah region of the Carolinas and Georgia. You see? Sorry. So there it mentioned that the immigrant brought out slave people from the Gullah region of the Carolina and Georgia and the Bahamas. So it had many people in the Bahamas from the Carolina and Georgia section that was brought there by master slave and by a big number, which makes sense because even in our language we have similarity. We have a lot of similarity in everything that we do. Bahamian with North Carolina, as a point that even when we speak, or even when both meet each others, they can differ which one are from where, and so this explains why we have this language that we speak that is very similar to the Gullah geeche people. So after it, they say, for the first time, Bahamian of African descent outnumber with white European Bahamian, and a vibrant Afro-Bahamian identity took shape. This is still evident in the Bahamas. Jocano Festival, a street parade with music, dance, and costume of mixing African origin that is celebrated every year in the summer and on Boxing Day, December 26th. While its origins are disputed, it was passed down through generations of enslaved people who drew on West African tradition when they were permitted to observe Christmas and time and holiday. So this is what I wanted to show from the DNA. They show you exactly that the connection is very real, very aware, and is based on the slave trade and the slavery, the time of the slavery. And so this is the uh, first we'll say light proof that I want to bring to show that we have connection indeed with these people. Now, we'll go to there, and we're gonna go to Google and Afro-Bahamian, okay? And this is research that I done really long time ago, but I just really wanted to put this, like I said, light. And so the information are there. They are not fully mine. I just take what I have learned and put it in this video so people don't have to do all the extra work to find this connection. So Afro-Bahamian are an ethnicity originated in the Bahamas of predominantly of a part African descent. They are descendants of various African ethnic groups, many associated with the Empire of Ghana, Songhai, Mali, the various Fula Kingdom, the Oyo Empire, the Kingdom of Congo. According to the 2010 census, 92.7% of the Bahamas population identified as Black African descent, which make very much sense because, like I said, we are from African descent, and so are the Gullah people. They also from African descent, from the Mandinka, from the Mande, from the Angola people, and so on and so on. And same for the Bahamian people. Okay. Now they show you there what they speak: Bahamian dialect English, Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Brazilian. Okay. And now it say most African brought to the West to the Bahamas were West African. Slave came from West Central Africa. The Bight of Biafra, 1.751 African, Sierra Leone, which is where the most of the people from the Gullah region from. Okay, and so the Bight of Benin, African, the Windward Coast, Senegambia, and from the Gold Coast. Okay. Afro-Bahamian originally came by the way of Bermuda with the Eleutherian adventurer in the 17th century. Many also came directly from Africa during the 18th and 19th centuries. The Loyalists migrate to the Bahamas, bringing 1,000 of African with them from Georgia and South Carolina. Again, it's been said, I will repeat, the Loyalists, which means the master slave, migrate to the Bahamas, bringing thousands of African with them from Georgia and South Carolina. Okay, so again, they show you that the master slave took the slave from those regions, South Carolina and Georgia, and bring them to the Bahamas. And then since the 19th century, many Afro-Haitian were settling in the southern Bahamas. So we know also as well that a lot of Haitian is living in Bahamas too. And this video is all about the Gullah geeche connection with Bahamas. But we also have people from Virginia in that was brought as slavery in the Bahamas. We had also people from Barbados brought to Bahamas, slave from Barbados brought to Bahamas. We also have connection as American that was now in America, but originally from Bahamas. So it's really interconnected to the point where Bahamas is multi national and racial. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring you to this, and this is say on the relationship of the Gullah and Bahamian is by John Holm. It say both Gullah and Bahamian appear to have an immediate ancestor. In the 18th century, Creole English spoken on the plantation in the American South. The interviewing history of the Carolinas and the Bahamas, coupled with linguistic similarity, most evident in the lexicon, suggests that Gullah and Bahamian are in fact sister dialect of the Atlantic Creole English. This Creole, a lot call it Creole. Creole that is from the Sierra Leone section, and they say that this is the language that Gullah Geeche people speak it, and Bahamian and so other people from the Caribbean section. Okay. The Dictionary of Bahamian English, owns with Schilling, 1982, casts new light on Cassidy and Cook. 1980, debate in American speech on the place of Gullah. As Encock point out, of all the Western Hemisphere, Anglo-Creole Gullah is the least satisfactorily accounted for in its relationship both to other such language and to the varieties of black vernacular English spoken in the United States, with which is often linked. 1980, page 17, Cassidy found that the lexical evidence from Encock 1969 comparative study virtually recreate a common English pidgin source for the language of slaves taken from Barbados to Suriname, Jamaica, and South Carolina from 1651 to 1670. So now it's a story where it all originated from West Africa to Barbados and Jamaica and Suriname. Now I'm not sure about Jamaica and Suriname, but I'm sure 100% Barbados had they place and they something to do with this. So basically, it started from Barbados to the North Carolinas to Bahamas. Okay, so where this okay, and then it does not require creolization in Barbados. Perhaps it already began in Africa. Encock doubting the existence of an early stabilized Barbadian Creole trace Gullah ancestry to an early Guinea Coast Creole English that later evolved into Sierra Leone Creole. Like I was saying, as well as other variety of Creolized English, he has no forthcoming elaborate disposition in a preliminary classification of the variety of Atlantic Creole English. In this family tree, Guinea Coast Creole English has a lower Guinea branch, which has a Caribbean branch, which has an Eastern or Lesser Antillean branch, which has a Leeward branch, which has a Gullah branch, which has a Sea Island Creole and Afro-Seminole on one branch, with Bahamian and Cape Coast on the others. Although this might seem to imply a mother Gullah daughter Bahamian relationship between the two varieties discussed there, and Cook used Gullah to refer to the earlier American plantation Creole and Sea Island Creole to refer to the variety of Gullah currently spoken on the Sea Island of South Carolina. Okay, so they imply that the relationship between the Bahamian and the Gullah Geeche from South Carolina, the South Carolina is kind of like the biggest sister, biggest mother to the Bahamian. Okay, sorry. Okay, so then they say, Hancock then agree with the position presented there that Gullah and Bahamian are sister. The use of the term sister air is to be understood as a metaphor for a close relationship in both heredity and development, but not in the strict. So again, when they say sister, it means that they have a really close relationship. That's all it means. Okay. Um. Now we gonna go there. Okay. And we gonna read that. That okay. So that Gullah speaker of this sound like Bahamian is not a coincidence. There is a close historic relationship between the Gullah Geeche people and the Afro-Bahamian that date back to the 18th century. During the Revolutionary War and after the British defeat of Yorktown, the British organized an evacuation of loyalists from Savannah and Charleston in 1782. White plantation owners loyal to the crown fled with thousands of enslaved people to the other part of the British Empire, including the Bahamas. The population of the Bahamas tripling with thousands of Arab from Charleston, Savannah, and East Florida. See? So, again, 1,000. Now, I heard in somewhere they say some like 7,000 of them came to the Bahamas. Now, put that in your mind. It's slavery. Everything just started. We have a couple African already there, but not enough to the point where they were majority versus the white people in Bahamas. Now you bring 7,000 of them, and you outnumbers now the white European from the Bahamas. They mix with each other. So what do that make you? That also make you Gullah. You are part of them and they are part of you at one point, because now they intermix with each other and they outnumber the population in this highland. Okay, so so I'm read this again. The population of the Bahamas tripling with thousands of arrival from Charleston, Savannah, and East Florida. The majority of the black evacuees were Gullah Geeche, commenting on the cultural impact of this mass migration to the Bahamas. Bahamian writer and folklorist Cordia Thompson stated, the new arrival brought their food culture forways, and most importantly, their language. Although a British colony from 1670 to independence in 1973, culturally and linguistically, the character and personality of the Bahamian people owe much to the Gullah people who live in the coastal island offshore of South Carolina and Georgia. See? Later migration of Bahamian to the United States, particularly their heavy migration to South Florida, can actually be viewed as a type of return migration. The legendary composer James Welton Johnson, whose mother was born in the Bahamas, waiting in his migratory flow of Gullah Geeche people from both sides. The composer of Lift Every Voice and Sing was born in Jacksonville, Florida in 1871 and lived in a community filled with Gullah Geeche people, some who had recently migrated down to Florida after the Civil War. He recalled in great detail in how one elder, Hunt Vanny of St. Paul AME Church, helping to nurture the community Gullah Geeche ring shout tradition. Okay, when there was a ring shout, the weird music and the sound of tongue in the feet set the silence of the night, vibrating and throbbing with a vague terror. Many a time awoke suddenly I lay along with the strangely troubled by this sound, the like of which my grandmother Sarah, born in Africa, had heard as a child. The shooter formed in a ring, men and women alternating their body close together, moved round and round on shoveling feet that never left the floor, while the heels of the right foot they pounded out the fundamental beat of the dance, and with their hands clapping out the varying rhythmical accent of the chant. For the music was in fact an African chant, and the south and the shout in an African dance, war pagan rite transplanted and adapted to Christian worship. Round and round the ring would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, the very monotony of sound and motion and inducing an aesthetic frenzy. Hunt Vinny, it seemed never even after the artist's day of washing any running missing a ring shout. And that photograph portrait of Bahamian migrant in Coconut Grove, Florida. Okay, see that? Okay, that's the Bahamian people that was there with Gullah people from Florida, because we know that we heard often that Gullah geeche is only North. I mean, it's not only, but people say mostly North Carolina and Georgia, but mostly more North Carolina and South Carolina. But in reality, Florida is also included into this section. Okay, and we all know that Bahamas is right next to Florida, and also if you check, really is also close to the south. So this connection is there, and we Bahamian gotta start being aware and be proud to have this connection and our ancestral roots. Same as the Gullah geeche, they have to. We want them to recognize this connection, because this connection is so vibrant, it's so in front of their face, that we can no more ignore this connection. You understand? And this is the main reason why I did this video, is to inform and make people aware of this beautiful connection that we have with the Gullah geeche people from South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. And fact is, us Bahamian people, even them, if they do DNA test with a certain group like 23andMe or Ancestry DNA, whatever, they'll find out that they had family in those places in Bahamas, and so on and so on, in Georgia and so on. So you gotta understand, this is what it was. We had this connection not just because it's just a coincidence. It was made like that. A lot of those people had to stop in Bahamas to the slavery. When it's slavery time, they had to stop in Bahamas, and a lot of people stopped in Bahamas because of the station where Bahamas was located. Okay, so that's all I need to say for now. I hope I helped people figure out about this connection, the language, the culture that we have, that is connected. Us Bahamian, that is also, we are three racial. Really, we are African American, we are Caribbean, West Indian, and we are European. Okay, so that's those three elements that make us Bahamas. And what helped us have part of this is a lot of West African element and a lot of South element of African American, and the European from Irish and British and all of that. So we just need to be proud, and we just need to continue repping where we from, what we are, and helping this gullah ancestral energy to be alive, to keep being alive, and keep people aware of it. You understand? So yes. So other than that, I hope you guys like it. Y'all can comment And I'm sorry for the reading. You know, it's 7 o'clock where I'm at right now, and so I'm kind of a little bit tired. Plus, like I say, my first language is French, so when I read, it's obviously not gonna be perfect, but the energy is there for me to give this information, and I hope I help the people receive this information. Okay, so God bless y'all. One love, peace.